kind to. So I'm here with Phoenix. Phoenix Rose. Once upon a time, her name was Rosie. Let's find out, why did you change your name to Phoenix?
Well, it was actually a couple of reasons. I first got the name like from X-Men, and then how when Jean Grey, when she would have, like when she would be going through something, and then Phoenix would take over, and it was just like a stronger version of herself. Also, I don't believe in what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I believe that there are many things in your lifetime that can kill you, whether it's like a death of a loved one, like a relationship breakup, moving away or something. A lot of things inside, they kill us inside. But we're reborn, we move on, just like a tree where, when a tree first comes up into the air out of the soil, it's very vulnerable, it can easily be picked out. But then we grow, we have a lot of bark, a lot of layers, our walls, and then, we withstand a lot of things, rooted into the ground.
I thought it was interesting when I discovered you had changed your name to Phoenix, because I too am a phoenix. I got this tattooed on me when I was in 2016. No, I'm sorry, 2006. I myself have gone through lots of interesting experiences, beginning with a near-death experience, in where I actually died on the side of the road and was resuscitated, even the roadside tracheotomy. So, and then after even that, I had to deal with an abusive ex-fiance. I had to deal with abuse from family and friends. So it's kind of interesting. So I always, finally, when I'd stepped out of that world, 2006, I decided, this was how I would keep my story, by getting this tattoo. It has multiple parts. It begins with an angel ascending, gargoyle ascending, and she is a warrior. Here's the Gaelic symbol of the warrior, if you could see it. And then we have the phoenix. The phoenix rains fire on the entire scene, and the Om pours water to wash away all that, even, which is where I come to my meditation practice of transcendental meditation. I'm also a Vedic scholar. I studied Maharshi Vedic science. I'm finishing up my PhD. And that's just to tell you how invested I am in consciousness. So, I also got into study of consciousness because I wanted to help other people. I wanted to be a TM teacher. I wanted to give everyone the TM technique so that, they could lift their own lives and be self-sufficient. Myself, over the years, I've found that more people are interested in bowing down to other people and not necessarily helping themselves. So, the practice of transcendental meditation is essentially, it's a self-medicating process, because you're realigning your nervous system. Phoenix, tell me, what do you think about helping other people?
I feel like there has to be a certain balance to it.
And what's balanced?
As in everything with lifetime, with every experience, there's a balance to everything. There's a good and a bad, and yin and yang. And you have to, I feel like with helping other people, no matter what, you're going to end up, especially if you feel as much as I do. I'm an empath, so I feel other people's emotions, and I have to be able to balance out how much I'm able to help them without it hurting myself. I have to make sure I don't put too much energy into something that isn't giving me some sort of positive energy back. Some people are like, they're leeches, and they just suck you dry, and you're trying to help them because you see the potential in them to do good, to do better, but sometimes they don't see that in themselves. And it's not always necessarily our job to make them see that, because no one's going to change, or unless they want to, unless they figure it out for themselves. And, you know, you got to, like, I do love helping people, but sometimes there comes a point and there's like a fine line between realizing that nobody's perfect and having you fucked up. You know, and so you just have to, like, you have to figure out the balance in figuring out, you know, what goes and, you know, what is good for you, and it can't at whatsoever affect your energy.
See, we talk about the individual who is healing having their energy affected. So this is where I started this conversation with, and why bother helping people when they can't help, where they don't want to help themselves? And the idea of being empathetic, being able to feel other people's stuff. I too experienced that, since, you know, probably just since you were a kid, since I was a kid, since we can remember. Now the thing about the transcendental meditation technique, and I'm not promoting this, in fact, yes, I am promoting transcendental meditation because it's obviously worked for me. With transcendental meditation, you're refining your own nervous system. As a person, a teacher of the transcendental meditation technique, you have refined, perfected the process of structuring consciousness into your own physiology so that your output is always in alignment with nature. So when I go to help other people, and if I feel depleted after, am I doing the technique properly? If it's supposed to, you know, boost me up. And in fact, yes, because if I can be conscious of the fact that I don't feel right afterwards, then, you know, I have to listen to my body. So in getting depleted from by other people, I noticed that I think people like you and I, we need to have a lot of quiet, a lot of silence in our environment, because that's how we recharge. And when we are in that silence, that's when we can access all the fundamental frequencies to boost our own energy, to realign, to realign our own energies. So for me, when I help other people, definitely people can be draining.
Yeah.
Like, especially on the phone, because I don't like talking too much because of my tracheotomy. But yet here I am. So, people are definitely draining. But how do we, like, not let ourselves be drained by them? Personally, I like to just sever the conversation and move on.
I feel like for me it's a little more difficult because, like, I overthink so much. That's like one of my, like, blessings and curses. It's just like I overthink everything and I chop everything down and I take all these little situations and I think a lot of the time about different perspectives and how they would feel, maybe what they're coming from. But I don't really, if someone's taking too much of my, like, energy, usually takes me a little while at first to realize it.
Right, catches you off guard.
Yeah, it catches me off guard because, you know, I get so lost in the sauce, you know, that of me helping them.
And it feels good to help other
You
people.
know, it does. But then all of a sudden you start realizing that your energy, you know, like, you're getting more irritated or you're getting more snappish or you're getting bitchy or something, you know, and there's or it could be opposite, you're getting depleted, you're getting sad, you know, it's just your chi is just off balance and you're just, you know, it feels like screwed up. So then that's when I start, like, that's where I usually sit by myself somewhere, you know, like you said, in silence, and just really, or even listen, like sometimes I may even listen to some calming music and I start thinking about everything that's been going on. And that's usually when I realize if someone is putting, you know, draining me of energy. And usually, like, I have to realize that a lot of, like, before, it wasn't until recently, like 2 years ago, I would have still kept helping them regardless of the fact because I saw the good. But now it's more like I let them know that, look, I can't do this to myself, because right now you don't want to help yourself no matter how much I'm, you know, I let them know what it is. And like you, I sever the cut because I can't ruin myself trying to help someone else. or because then who's gonna help me? So
Yeah.
I gotta help me. I gotta love me first.
Yep. So, in terms of why should we bother helping other people? Why?
Why should we bother helping other people?
In 15 seconds.
Because when we would, it could save a life, really. Even if it's just talking to them.
3 seconds.
It's like you can save a life. You never
Yeah.
know what someone's going through.
Now, how can we help people? 15.
I guess just let them know that we're there for them, or I don't, just talk to them. Be there, supportive. Be a support system.
Now, being a support system, and I'm adding on to your minutes, your seconds, being a support system doesn't necessarily mean we're feeding them their own addiction. It just means that an addiction doesn't have to be drugs or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a certain behavior or lifestyle that we want to help them lift themselves up from. How we do that, you're saying just be there for them, be present. My dharma is to teach, and I feel really bad sometimes because I wind up always having to give a person a lesson during a conversation. Doesn't mean I'm not listening. It just means that I am more of a, how do we fix this? How do we get you back on track? How do you suggest to people on how to get back on track? What is your suggestion? Like the one thing. If you only had one thing to tell a person, you do this and you'll be good.
Look at other people's perspectives. You got to think outside just you, because so many people just have tunnel vision and they only think I feel this, oh you did this, but you got to put yourself in their shoes, and a lot of people don't have that ability to understand, to really see why people do things, because people aren't genuinely evil. They just do things out of frustration or feelings or emotion, stress,
Yes.
So no one does, a lot of things are not done deliberately.
Right.
It's,
behavior.
Yeah. Just perspective. It really matters.
Stress.
Yeah.
And the physiologic experience.
Once you master, I feel like looking at other people's perspective, it's just, everything becomes a lot easier.
For real.
Yeah.
So we'll end on that. For real.
For real.
Rock on.
Whole
Rock
lot of
on. Mahalo. Thank you.
Yeah.